Hello everybody, welcome to this Forever Fulham podcast on Birmingham City versus Fulham. It was a great game up in Birmingham. We didn't bring many fans though, but Rocco, you weren't there. We'll have a fan later on who summarised the game, who was actually at the game, but Rocco, do you want to just give us a brief
Hello there,
analysis
guys.
of the game?
It was a great 1-0 victory. Solid. Mitrovic second half tap-in from a goalie mistake, which he dropped from a Christie cross, and we were clinical and got a 1-0 victory. It wasn't the best quality football, but right now we just need to get 3 points. That's the priority because we can't lose 3-0 every week like we did against Hull.
Yeah.
Are you the same?
Yeah, definitely the same. It was a great 1-0 victory. The possession stats were great, like Fulham. We're always great at possession. However, I did look at this. Our accurate passes to shots ratio has got worse since the start of the season. And when we even lost 1-0, the ratio was 21 accurate passes to one shot. And versus Birmingham, it was 41 accurate passes to one shot. And compared to second in the league, Preston North End, who in their last game had a ratio of 6 accurate passes to 1 goal, and they even scored 3 goals off that. It shows how Fulham need to be a bit more clinical and finish those chances created.
I agree.
Yeah. Rocco, what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I just think we can keep the ball really well. We know that Riemann passing can pass well between the back, but that doesn't make a difference if we can't be clinical enough. Because if you look at Riemann Mawson's accurate passes, probably like 90%, something like that. But if you look at the attackers, for example, Cavallero and Mitrovic, I know Cavallero was 14% yesterday. So it's not just about us keeping possession; it's about us getting goals. And it's actually it's tough for them right now. Like, we got 1 goal, but lost 3-0 against Hull, drew 0-0 against Middlesbrough. Like, hasn't been the most quality football.
Definitely, we make so many passes due to our lack of seeking space. The players up in the forwards and in the midfield, and that's why we're always passing it around the back, and that's why Mawson, Ream have made so many passes. Which is good. They get their passing better, but it's not. We don't make as many chances, and it means that we won't score as many. And Rocco, you're about to say something.
I don't want to write off Parker off anything because this is his style. Like, it's not. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just we need to score more goals with the way we play. I like the way we play possession game, but we need to score more goals with the game. I'm not saying it's bad. Like, it's not bad at all, but it's just the way we use it. Do you agree?
Yeah, definitely. I think that people now know our style of football. That is why we are passing it around the back so many times, because our players are so tightly marked. And it makes it a struggle for them. It makes it tough. And I think to relieve that pressure, it might be time to have a different way of football, and that might mean going back to our 17-18 season when we got
Slav
promoted.
style.
Yeah, Slav style, exactly. And that was reliable. Fullbacks overlapping around the wingers to give options for the cross. And if that works now, I think we are onto a great season. And I don't think our next opponent after the international break would be seeing that. Rocco, what do you think on that?
I like the point about the fullbacks overlapping. I think Joe Bryan could do that really well once he's back from injury. But Dennis Adoy, I love the way he's more of a defender centre-back. Yeah. So that could be a bit tough for him. But we need to, in January, I think we should buy like a Ryan Fredericks kind of right back, so we can overlap and we can get it into the box. Yeah. Which would be good.
Of transfers, I feel like it is difficult for Birmingham now at times, especially losing the likes of Shea Adams, who scored over 20 goals for them last season, and he was named in the Championship team of the season. Yeah. He's just been snatched up at 23 years old to the Premier League side Southampton. Furthermore, they lost Jota, and he was one of their strongest midfielder. He kind of was carrying and building Birmingham. but they lost him to the new Premier League side and their rivals Aston Villa, which is a big loss for Birmingham. They won't be happy with that.
I think it's good that they're earning money from selling players such as Jota, all those other players, but they need to, if they sell it, they need to buy players that have quality like that, because they can't just sell players. And this season they sold a lot of players, but they haven't actually got many amazing players back, so I think that was a bit of a problem for them yesterday against Fulham.
Yeah.
And they had a 16-year-old midfielder. He's called Jude Bellingham, I think.
Okay.
He's 16. He's a midfielder, but he's obviously a bit young for the quality of Jota. But they've been good at home, and I thought we did really well to stop that pressure, because I thought it would be a very tough game. We both predicted I predicted 2-1. I think we both predicted a loss. So
yeah, so it was a good outcome. And I think our marking and our tight marking was actually great. Birmingham lacked their passes, only having 281, but that's all right in a game. But compared to Fulham, who had 407, it's poor, which means that Fulham are doing well. But our defence slacked, Rocco, because Birmingham got 16 shots, which is very worrying and can be dangerous for our next game after the international break. But I hope Scott Parker himself actually saw what our defence was doing and how the attackers were getting through, and I hope he works on that with them in training to stop this happening and to stop dangerous attacks on Fulham happening.
The thing about the defence, I know it was shocking, but Rodak did really well to clear up the pieces, because I know he only made 4 saves, but there was 16 shots, and for me, he was my man of the match, because if it wasn't for him, I think if Bessinelli was in goal yesterday, it could have been a complete different result, and he made some amazing saves. I saw the game on Fulham FC TV, and it was just, he was great. He just blocked everything. He just blocked everything. He's just everywhere, which was amazing. But you can't just say our defence is good because of Rodak. We need to defend, and as a defence, as 5 at the back, Rodak plus the 4. So I think Hector coming in could be very good, because Ream's getting quite old. Definitely. So he could
I totally agree, Rocco. Especially with Hector coming in, I think he'll be solid at the back. And I think our midfield needs to open up options a bit more. It was great to see that we could still create chances and shots without Kearney due to his illness.
Yeah, good point.
And same with me, Rodak definitely man of the match. He made so many saves, especially with Birmingham having 16 shots, which is more than Fulham, who only had 10. That's great stuff from Rodak, especially after coming back from a red card. It's difficult stuff to do, and he performed well. And on the pitch, he defeated Birmingham for us.
Yeah, and talking about relying on Tom Kearney, well, I thought, no offence to Tom Kearney, but I thought we were actually better, not without Tom Kearney, but I thought we were actually very, very good yesterday without Tom Kearney, with Steph Johansson, Harrison Reed, and Bobby Reed, yeah. So he should still come against QPR if he's ready, Tom Kearney. But we proved again that we can play without the likes of Kearney, and people say, "Oh, Kearney carries us," but we proved them wrong, haven't we?
Yeah. Well, we're just gonna quickly now have a summary from a Fulham fan. Who was actually at the game, just a quick summary of the game. So, Rocco, do you want to play that now?
Yeah, this is from @TobyFrilli FFC. He was at the game, and he's giving us his thoughts now.
I think just how we're performing now, and how Scott's put out the team, not even the strong side, I think that could actually give us a boost. That's not our strong side, and what our weak side can do, with obviously winning the game against Birmingham, I think that's going to give us a bit of a boost. And I feel that sometimes we can lack a bit of, I I think sometimes we can lack a bit of confidence, and we can be pretty shy sometimes. But that's all down to the facts of just experienced players like Mitro. He needs to get in there and tell the players to come on, like give them some experience. But I think all in all, if we keep this up, how we played against Birmingham, personally, I think we could have a really good season and be flying. So yeah, come on you Whites.
Yeah, I think that's a great summary there, and Toby's done really well. That Rocco, you were about to say something.
Yeah, I thought he did a great summary. The point of Scott Parker, how he's still in, and like how we start going on a good run from this 1-0.
Yeah,
and build some momentum.
Doing well with a weak side. Guys, next week we will be doing. Hopefully we'll be on Spotify, and we'll be on Spotify and YouTube, lots of different platforms. Instagram, obviously, @forever_Fulham.
Yeah, so if you are a subscriber of Spotify, YouTube, we'll be doing it on both platforms. So
yeah, it should
good
be
double whammy.
Yeah, it should be good. Next week we'll be doing a really interesting podcast for you who are interested on the other side of Fulham. We'll be talking about the business side of Fulham, about Khan, our owner, and how it's all going in that format. So we hope to see you. Hope you tune in next week, and come on you Whites.
Come on you Whites.